Read a quick poem for you. This one's called To Start Anew. Nervous, scary, calm, excited, wondering if you're welcomed or invited. Smile, laugh, seek to understand, choose to win and try to fit in. To start something new is an experience you must overcome. To start something new is a wonderful feeling like life has just begun. There is a first time for everything, which will soon be a thing of the past. However, first impressions do last. Keep going strong, you won't go wrong. So own this new start in your heart because this is what's going to give you your new start. Amen. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. I
All
like
right.
that.
All
That was
right.
beautiful.
That was
What book
beautiful.
was that from, Terralisa?
That was from my very first book when I was a young thing.
You
Oh,
put it
yeah.
up there, yeah.
It's called The
Okay.
Feelings of Life with All Its Ups and Downs, volume number 1.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
All right, and of
Alright.
course there's a volume number 2, but that ain't out yet. And then also, if you're looking for some substance in your life, you can also check out Faith Through Poetry, God's Will. Very powerful information in this book. And then one of my favorites, which is now becoming a lot of people's favorite, is this book here. It's called Letters to My Lord, Who Am I? Because everybody's in search of their true existence and why you're here, because everybody has a purpose. Don't be out here and not having a purpose. Because having a purpose to do something in life, whether it's for God, well, it should always be for some higher being, God, or whoever you pray to. I'm not taking that from anybody, but you always got to be able to do something. Don't just sit still and be stagnant at all. Today, we want to talk to Trail about some of the transitioning things that he's been doing. So, Trail, how are you today?
I'm good.
You good?
How you
Are you
doing?
nervous?
Quite a little bit, but
Don't
this
be
is exciting.
nervous.
This is
We're just
exciting.
family here. This is out of the mud.
Out of the mud.
Yeah.
Shout out to
George F. Grundy II and James Mayfield, the greatest
Okay.
Mayfield, making it happen down here at Out of the Mud Inc.
Mhm.
make sure you like, share, and subscribe on all of our channels.
That is correct. And we want to give a quick shout out to MUA Jock for all your beauty needs. Bookings are open for makeup. Also, she has her own cosmetic line website. It is www.shopmakeupismylife.com. So give us a call at 248-820-5053. And that way we can discuss with you about some of the things we're going to talk about with Mr. Trail the Psalmist today. All right. So first thing I want to know, since we're talking about transitioning from sports to music, what kind of sports did you play?
So I started off playing football.
Oh,
That was the
one of my faves.
unusual sports because if you look at my size, you would never think football.
I wouldn't count nobody out about their size for anything. You
But
know.
yeah. But what had happened was that I played football, and what had happened, I ended up playing my first year trying out. I was a starter. I was a receiver and a safety. And come to find out, I was real good. And I started making a name for myself and that and kept going. And once it got to high school, my coach kind of pulled me out of it because he had told me that he didn't want me to get hurt. And I understand why he pulled me out. I was like, well, this is a
Were you
sport I
real
wanted to
thin
play.
or something?
I was always thin. I was always skinny. I might have been a little bit bigger, in high school, but I was always skinny. I never could gain no weight, but I was very fast and quick. But I just couldn't take no hits.
Making it count. Oh man.
But then it went from that to try out for some basketball. And I had never played basketball before. And somebody told me to try out, and I tried out, and I made the team, and then I ended up starting. And then that first year that I started at 7 years old, we won the championship. And then my journey started from there, and I had became a star, and I became an All-American, and my journey just started to just light up, and I started to make a name for myself in Flint. And next thing you know, I just stuck with the basketball. That was the thing that I wanted to stay with, and I thought football was going to be the case, but it seemed like basketball outdid it.
So what was the total number of years of basketball?
Oh, so I learned how to dribble when I was 6. I started playing when I was 7. I played from 7 years old, and the last time I played organized basketball, I think it ended, I was 25.
Oh,
That
wow.
it was a long journey for me. And so I enjoy every bit of it, having a passion and seeing what you can do and seeing people look at you and you being a captain, you being an All-American and a star that people come to look out.
All-American captain, okay.
Yes, and then, being in the top 100 ranked 40 in the top 100 in the city of Flint and everything, and people recognize who you is. It's a good feeling to have.
It is.
Yeah.
I can recall one time, Charlisa, you was telling me about a job you was doing, and you've always been in a position where you was like the captain or the team leader.
Man.
I either had to ask for it. I never got picked or chosen because I was too short for one.
That's for me. That's always been for me though. In volleyball, I was the team captain. I wasn't good at the other sports to be a team captain like
Okay.
volleyball.
Right.
In boot camp, I was the first sergeant,
Okay.
or no, I was the platoon sergeant or something. And I'm like, I did not want to be in charge because people don't want to listen to you when you're the youngest person in the room.
That is
Absolutely.
true. I have that issue with at work a few times where, because I'm really not the youngest in the room, I kind of look a little younger than most of them. But the thing is, a lot of people saw like the elderly women with the more gray hair or displaying more age to them, that they would go to them and they'd be like, "Oh, you got to talk to my office manager," and they got to come and get me, and it ain't looking like.
But
So
she
you
don't know
know,
what she talking
yeah,
about.
I know what
Right.
I'm talking about. I've been doing it for quite a while though.
Mhm.
So, Trail, with the sports that you've been doing, which one you like best, basketball or football?
I thought it would be football, but basketball just took over. That was like my heart. I was kind of like married to that, because once I can see what I can do with the basketball, I was like,
Could you dunk?
I could dunk. It took me a minute. My brother can jump a little bit higher than me. He's
Oh, he
gonna
got a
watch this.
twin,
Yeah,
y'all.
he's gonna
He got a
definitely
twin brother.
he gonna definitely like that when I give him a shout out for that. But I can dunk the basketball, and I was very athletic. But once I can see what I can do with the ball handling and behind the back and between the
Oh
legs,
shoot,
and
the summer coming. Don't talk too fast, because I'll bring a ball down here and be like, "Come on, George, get that camera
well, I'm getting
outside.
up
Let's
there
see what he
now.
got."
Let's see what I got. The age is a little bit different, but obviously,
Ain't it like riding a bike?
Right.
No,
Charlisa
no.
got the
not really.
moves.
All
No.
that. I moves. The bones change a little bit.
Oh,
So,
okay.
what?
They a little
Got a
stiff.
little rigid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool because I like football. Football
Okay.
is my sport. I really like that mostly. I try to play basketball, but I'm uncoordinated with the basketball. How about you? You played any sports?
I was a triathlete. Well, I was more than a triathlete. I did whatever I could do. Look, do not talk about people who are not that great at sports. Some people just need stuff to do to not be at home. I was
Well
one of
said.
those kids.
Well
Yeah.
said.
But I was good at some sports. So
That's
I
good.
did basketball, volleyball. I was on a swim team. I tried
Ooh.
cheerleading, but they dropped me.
They dropped you, or
Oh,
They
dropped
dropped
you?
me
Oh,
during the stunt.
Well, I did run
oh,
track too.
really
So,
dropped you doing the stunt?
Yep.
Ooh,
I would not run track.
so I did track too, and I actually did that the first year. I actually was qualified to go to the regions. I was at Michigan State, but
Go State.
I didn't show up to the event because I chickened out. I don't know why. I had
That's
an
why I just
opportunity.
read that poem. To start anew is scary.
Yes, and everything like so. I had to
It's-
learn how to overcome my fears, and I
Yes.
regret that not even trying. I tell people all the time, it's one thing like if you don't win, I'm like, but at least try. But if you don't try, then that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
So,
And that can change your mindset to make you feel that you're incapable of doing something. Because most of us sabotage our own abilities to do something by thinking that, oh, I can't.
absolutely.
I had to stop doing that too.
See,
Yeah.
okay, so I joined a short story. I joined the swim team not knowing how to swim. But I've always been a very passionate
You had to
person.
like the water then.
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
So I felt like that it had to teach me how to lose. That was my
Absolutely.
lesson. Cause I ain't ever win no match swimming.
Because losing sometimes is also not
Wow.
necessarily considered as a loser, but it also teach you how to become a better winner. So sometimes losing is necessary. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily a loser. It just means that you have to learn some things to help you not to make the same mistakes,
Yeah.
so that
To
you
be a winner.
yes,
But
I
it
always-
said a lot not to quit.
yes.
That's definitely true.
Champions never quit. And so-
Champions never quit. Never
Yes.
quit quitting. And I always say my wrongs teach me to be right. So if I'm not good at something, you're
Mhm.
right. I didn't look at it in that way of I can't swim. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna learn.
I was competing in 2 weeks, girl.
I was a little scared to get in the water for a while. I'm learning.
I don't like deep water. If I can't stand up in it and the water come about right here, I can't do it. I can't because
Once you
I'm
get past
afraid.
your height,
I don't
then
know
you
how
know
to float. What is it? Back float? Tread water?
It's easy to panic.
it is. They teach you not to do that in
When
the
you
water
panic, you
because
sink.
yes, quickly, very
Yeah.
quickly.
So, what made you decide that? Because we're talking about transitioning from sports to music. And for those of you out there who don't know, he has a beautiful voice. And these last few events that I've been having at the Urban Cafe, I hope to see you on April 27th from 4 to 7. He has been gracing the mic with his vocals. And today, I want him to let us know what made you feel that you wanted to leave the sports to get into the music side.
That's a very good question because actually leaving the sports was one of my hardest things ever because
wow.
that was one of my dreams. That was my ticket. And I'm thinking I'm going to make it real big because I lived basketball, ate basketball, I slept with a basketball. Every time I got up in the morning, I literally had every jersey, every headband, every wristband, me and my brother.
Oh, you looked
And
at the part.
I came out as a basketball player. That's all I knew. People see me, Trey, that's all you do is dribble the basketball because I knew what I was supposed to become. I knew what I wanted. And so I tell people what you're passionate about, you tend to put the work in it. And you constantly
Amen.
keep moving forward
Yes, you
in that.
do.
You do nothing else. Nothing else matters. If you're not passionate about something, then why waste time putting it into your schedule? You only go after the things that you know you're passionate about. And so pushing it and trying to make it big and some things happen, like trying to make it overseas and some situations happen with some coaches and stuff, it just kind of crushed me a little bit. And so from there, I kind of had got lost. I didn't know what to do because at that time, all I knew was basketball was going to be my life.
Did you know you could sing though?
I was singing. My mother, I come from a musical background. My mother, and my
Okay.
uncle, and my grandfather could sing, and my mother's step dad could play. He was a musician, and I could always watch my mother sing, and I peek around the corner, and I just kind of listened to him, and I just was kind of just humming, but not really trying to really do it. And I can remember one day I was in the basement and I was just singing a song. I remember I was 7 years old and I was just screaming it, and then next thing you know, I ended up hitting the right note. And then I just started singing, and next thing you know, the voice just started to come out. And I was like, okay.
I heard that before. Like you have to stretch your voice or practice singing and to get it out. See, I'm a yeller. So I yell with
That's
my
part of learning.
karaoke.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm a singer. I don't think I can sing. I've never tried to sing. But if you give me a microphone and you can't tell me nothing, I feel good when I get that microphone.
Oh, absolutely.
I impress myself.
Oh, yeah.
How about you, Charlisa? But would you ever get on the mic?
No, I ain't got no rhythm. But I always tell the story. I was in the band. I don't know how I passed the music test. Okay, rhythm ain't got nothing to do with hearing.
That's right.
Okay.
You got 2 left feet trying to move.
I mean, it ain't on beat.
Oh, yeah.
But you feel the music, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And it feel good to you, don't it?
Yeah, I like to move.
Hey, sometimes the moves.
I like to move it.
I
like to move it.
Even if I think that no matter what you do, as long as you feel good at it, kind of like what Terrell was saying, if you want to be perfectionist at something, you have to perfect it by going through all the trials and tribulations.
Yes.
And that doesn't always mean you're going to be successful at it, but never give up at it either, right?
Especially if you love it and have a passion for it, like he was saying.
Absolutely.
So giving up that passion was tough. How long were you out of it?
Once I discovered I wasn't gonna be playing overseas, I think last time I was 24 years old, I went out of it. That was like from 24 to like once I got to like 31, I mean, I was just sitting there like, okay, what the heck am I really gonna do? I was just kind of stuck. And so I started to sit there. I was like, Lord, what is it else that I can do? I don't have nothing else that's passionate but basketball. And then I just heard a whisper like, there is something else that you're passionate about. You just didn't really discover it. And it kind of remind me, remember when you were singing? And then I started singing. I was like, well, do you want me to start singing? And, people started asking me this to sing. And I didn't know where I was at exactly until I started singing in churches and doing karaoke. And then next thing you know, I remember the first time I went to Eastern Michigan, I tried out for this gospel competition, and I was getting ready to sing my song, and a friend of mine was telling me, well, I think we should do a duet. And I was like, no, I got my song that I want to sing. I think I can nail this. And she said, I think we'll be more effective. And so because I slept out on faith, we did that and we won.
Okay.
We won.
All
We won the
right.
competition.
Hey,
We won.
kudos to you.
And so when I started to discover
Stepping
that
out
it
on
was
faith.
there, I just started going from churches to like different people churches, karaoke, and then people started asking me, and then it started to come to play. And from there,
And
then I
then
had
I
something to
met
go.
him.
Yes. And then that came
Thank you,
along.
Marquita.
Yes.
She is the one that plugged me in. That is my girl. She's out there doing her thing. Check her out too, y'all. Check her out on YouTube. Marquita. She got some beautiful music out there. I'm telling you, it will touch you. It will touch you definitely.
Yes.
But meeting you and hearing you, I'd have never thought that you were into any sports. I didn't look at you as a ball player or a football player. You just came in the whisper in the wind and hit one of them notes, and next thing I know, we was all like, "Whoa!" So I'm happy about that. So where do you usually perform at when you do singing? When you not do singing, but when you sing, where do you perform?
Normally, I will go up to like a we call like one of the how do you pronounce it?
Conference.
Like a conference. I do some at conferences. I do some like adult event like for the elderlies. They asked me to do it like that.
Oh,
and
that's so nice.
yeah, they asked me to do that a few times, and then I found out where your place was at in the Urban Cafe, and then
well, that's Anthony Allen's place. Okay, give him a shout out for that. Thank you, Anthony, for hosting it for me. But the events that I'm putting on, Real Blessings Thrive,
yes.
RBT Productions, I think that that's something to display in the community because we all have blessings, right?
Yes.
And we all want to thrive from the blessings that we have because God gave all of us a gift to stir. So if you stir your gift and you continue to do good by it, then good things come your way.
Yes.
So I feel very compassionate to having Charlisa on there doing her poetry because she's writing a book too, y'all. Great minds think alike.
I'm writing
Hey,
2 books.
Two
right now.
books. See?
So
That's gonna be awesome,
Terralisa
too.
got multiple books out. I'm speaking into an existence. We're gonna be on tour.
That's right.
We're gonna be on a book tour.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. And then they were like Charlisa, Charlisa. Like, are they twins? No, but
Names are
we're
almost
twins
so
for the
similar.
Lord.
Amen. Twins for the Lord.
Twins
Yes,
for
we
the
are.
Lord. That made me think about that one song. She said she got her Bible.
Holy, huh?
Not the holy, huh?
No,
the other one. She was like, she got her Bible customized. She's already testified. Her Bible's customized. Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, so do you like singing gospel more so than singing regular songs, or what do you like singing most?
Yep. I had to wrestle with that too because I grew up R&B, and so I didn't really know nothing about gospel. I kind of had the idea of it because my grandparents would have me in church, and obviously when I went to church, they sung gospel, and so I started to see the different texture and the style of it.
It is.
And so it's a very different texture to come by to sing, especially when you used to sing an R&B and then the style of how you sing it and then having the transition because the kind of grandparents I had, it was like if you were in church, you wasn't singing an R&B song, it was gospel.
Right.
And so I had to learn how to transition into that. And then once I started to transition to it, I can understand, so why it was different and then the message that you had to deliver as you were singing.
I think most gospel music needs to be sung from your soul.
Yes.
In order for somebody to feel it, you have to hear it from them, like out of their soul. An R&B song is just lovingly, it's relaxing, it touches you, but to sing from your soul, that changes the whole dynamics for me.
It does.
Yes.
So what's your favorite gospel song to sing?
Well, I have multiple ones, but you usually if I wake up in the morning, I always start off with like a Fred Hammond, but obviously Dwayne Wood, Let Go, Let God has been like one of the turning points for me and everything.
When you wake up in the morning, give us one of the little tunes you hit.
Okay. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No, it won't.
All right. Thank you. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I like that. I like that. The Psalmist. I'm telling you, I asked him to sing a song, A Change Gonna Come, at one of the events. And he was like, I don't really know that song, whatever. But I stood next to him and I sang it a cappella. I'm not a singer, okay? And he was picking up on it. He got the vibe on it. He got up on that stage and killed it. I think you did. And I think my crowd loved it too.
That was probably the most difficult song ever because, I love Sam Cooke and the way that he sang the song, the way he articulated. First thing came to my mind was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to come behind that because I like the texture in his voice, the strength that he brings, the power that he brings, and you can tell the way that he was singing it, as he was writing it, he was really delivering the message. You can see that he meant what he was saying, and the actions, how he expressed it, was something totally different.
Okay. That's how I feel about when I write. When I write, I'm not sure about you, but I'm going to ask you that question as well. Whenever I write, sometimes I cry, and as I'm writing these words and these images in my mind, and I'm typing or I'm writing, no matter what it is, and when I'm done with it, I have to sit back and I try to reread it, and my eyes be so full of water, I'll be dripping water on the paper.
Oh,
I
wow.
have to stop and get up and clear my mind and go back and read it again. And sometimes I'm amazed about what I write. And I feel that's when God has been touching me and he's there with me while I'm writing because I write from my soul. How about you? You write from compassion, your soul, or just thought? What's your process?
I say I write from thought. I tend to put a lot of thoughts together. Thoughts and feelings. I like to look at things from a philosophical. I'm saying it wrong.
Philosophical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Popsicle?
Yeah.
She like think things the popsicle way. Right? I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Y'all know what we talking about. Give us a call, dog.
Yes,
248-820-5053.
I like philosophy.
Philosophy. Yes, I know you do because I've seen some of the book. This is this girl in the book in the brain. I'm telling you, I don't know how. People always say to me, "How do you remember all those poems?" I'm trying to learn how to recite them without having my paper. But every time I'm reading, I'm already thinking of another poem in the back of my head. I can't help myself. I'm always thinking and writing.
When you write your poem, when you write and then you write as much, sometimes it's hard. So that's why people rehearse stuff before they perform.
Right.
Because it's easy to forget stuff when you putting stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to practice.
Yeah, and so that's my problem. I have a very small window to practice because I'm usually writing for people, whether it be for birthdays, funerals, weddings, or just my own books or my own things or just little tidbit things I drop out on TikTok and stuff like that. So I'm always thinking of something to write, but it's for me to sit there and practice it. I would get bored with it because I'd be like, okay, I'm reading this over and over and over and over and over. And I know my words, I know my repetition, but I need to move on to the next poem. That's where my mind be at.
See, I don't know. I can't focus. So I'll be all over the place. But I'll just start using AI. I'm up on the Chat GPT and the Deep Seek, and it done helped me write my whole book. I don't want to give away to y'all
all the deets.
The deets on that book because it's special and it's based off of like 100-year-old book though. 100-year-old book.
Oh wow! So that's gonna be some deep stuff.
Sure
yeah.
All right. Come out of that one.
Yes.
I said,
I'm looking forward to it.
Like for me, like I always sung my songs, but when I was told I can start writing my songs, I didn't really believe it. But then when I started to discover I was actually writing a song, once I got locked into it, I mean, I was really focused. I didn't let nothing else distract me because I knew that if I put
distractions,
it would make me forget what I was gonna write down previously. And then now I'm sitting there stuck for hours, like I don't remember what I just was gonna say in this, and now I'm mad and I'll beat myself up, and then I put it down, which was the worst thing I could have done because I put it down and it went from that night to months and then to weeks, and then it turned into like years. And
so said you gotta just get it all out in one session.
Yes. I'm not saying
somebody told me I could probably write a song because of how I write, but
me too.
I tried to sing one of my poems like a song. I was like, I asked Marjorie, I was like, how do you ride the beat to understand what you're finna say?
How you ride the beat?
How you ride the beat? I can't ride the beat. That's why I
Okay,
can never
baby
be a
face
rapper.
E. How you ride to be?
I
No,
don't.
look here.
I don't know. I'm trying. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it a
You
shot.
could.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
I think you could do it.
Man. So I know we talked a little bit about different things that we're going on in life. So, do you have children?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
So altogether with the blended family, it's 6 of them.
6.
Yeah.
Okay, blended family is
Mhm.
6, and you have
Th-
two,
3.
3.
2, my boys and my brother.
She has 3, and I have 2 grown children and 5 grandbabies. But sometimes I guess I call my children still my children,
Yes.
even though I call my daughter my mom. Sometimes I do.
Said,
Man, she my doctor, my mom, everything.
my son think he my daddy, and he only 6, so I can imagine
Yeah.
who he gonna think he is
I think
when
my
he's
son
20.
might think he my brother sometime, because some people be thinking he my man or my brother.
See, my son, he's 15. He's about as tall as me, probably almost taller than me. And sometimes he be thinking that I'm his homeboy. Sometimes he be talking to me like, I'm not one of your
My
friends on the
son.
street up there. I'm
Like,
thinking like, I'm still daddy. And he be talking to me
He
sometimes.
forget because you be so cool
Yeah,
with him.
I be
He
so
just
cool with him and everything. I said, I can be cool with you, but daddy still mean business, because if I let the daddy roll down, you'll get so comfortable you won't take me serious no more. So
yeah.
that's why I
And
rather
then
not.
sometimes we have to draw the line right
Yeah.
there too. So Trail, what other talents do you have?
So besides sports, singing, I discovered. I'm gonna be very, very careful when I say this, because I don't like to tell people this, but I have to tell people this because there's people that needs to know, because I really believe that the Lord had me attached to certain people. And so I realized that this pastor was coming on. I guess every time I had a conversation with people, I found myself counseling people, but it was counseling, but it was coming out like a pastor, and found myself preaching and teaching at the same time. And
Ministering to people.
yes, and then I was like, well, okay, Lord, I don't like how my tone is coming out. I don't like the sound of how it's coming out. It's coming out like I'm in the church, like I'm pastoring 1,000 of people. And I said, well, maybe it just sound like that, but it's not really what I'm supposed to be doing. But in time, I kept having dreams, not just having dreams, but people like speaking it and prophesying it to me, like, your pastor. And I just couldn't see it. But then finally, I realized that, when the Lord showed me that I still was kind of like in denial, kind of want to lie to myself. But then I had to come to a conclusion that I had to eventually walk into this, because if
Walk
I
into
don't,
your calling.
amen.
yes, if I don't, then I miss out on the people that he have attached to me. And then usually when the Father put you on an assignment to do something, if you're not in obedience and doing what was purpose for you
Oh
to
yes,
do,
that's where I'm at right now in my
yes,
life. I'm very obedient. I'm following my calling. When Charlisa and I collaborated together a few times on some poems and things like that, we have had the chance to mentor with each other and discuss a lot of different heart to heart things, or even just disclosing things of life as women with children, or women in jobs and business. So I would say that you are a good person to consult with when it comes to financing, when it comes to mental stability about children, because of things you've been through.
Yes. Yeah, and I do have 2 accounting degrees,
Amen.
an associate's and a bachelor's.
Mhm.
Um, in accounting, and that's a transition. It's a transition because I've been doing taxes for almost the last 10 years, but I don't want to just do taxes. I want to actually help people. I want them to know what's on that tax return, not just the refund amount.
Right.
Like it goes deeper, because financial literacy is really huge.
Yes, it is.
Especially in our community.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was going to talk about. Yes, indeed. That's really big, because like I was explaining to you all earlier, I'm connected in a business, and we call it the Starfish platform, but it's a new way to transact money, a new way to show people that there is a way to escape the financial matrix.
Transitions, y'all.
To escape it and everything. We find ways to create people's dreams and goals, that you can become what you really would be, you really can become, but not let people tell you what you should become. Because if we go through life listen to people telling us what we should do, then we'll never get
That's
to
how you
where
miss
we
your
want to.
blessings too, though.
Yes.
So how long you been doing the starfish?
So almost in between 9 years inside the Ponte. What the platform was like 2 years, but been in business with it for 9 years. But when they got introduced to it, some of my friends and some of my partners in business, and when I saw the opportunity, I just kind of ran with it and just told people like, listen, I love people, and I love to find out what it is that people are passionate about to help solve people's problems and help make a difference, because
Amen.
I would hate to
That
see
kind of
people.
sound like what we're all doing, in the
Yeah.
city
hey,
of Flint.
Judy Manning said, "Hey, Montreal, give me a call."
You know her?
Hey, Judy.
Hi,
She go to
Judy.
my church. Hey,
Judy,
Judy.
man.
Hey, Miss. She sings.
She sing.
Yep, she's a recording artist and she has a CD.
And she
Oh,
said, give her a call.
Oh, I definitely will. Thank you.
I have her
All right.
number.
Why don't you give us another look? Because earlier when you sang, the mic wasn't right for you.
Yeah, they
Give
went
us a little
out
bit.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
he fixed that. Give us something else. What
What?
you like? What else you sing in the morning, or just in general to boost your momentum up through the day?
So it's a lot of like that. So I always have to wrestle with different songs and stuff like that. But usually I kind of sit and just let the Holy Spirit just kind of like just talk to me. And usually when I sit there enough, when I know I'm finna go into worship, I will mostly come with the song that really touches me, it really gets my day started, that I know I can really tap into worship. And then when I start singing it, it usually goes like this. It goes like, Holy Spirit, you are welcome in. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To the overcome by your presence, Lord, let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. So make us aware, make us aware, make us aware.
All right. I'm going to give you a clap on that. I think you sung that at the cafe, didn't you? I think you did. Like the first day?
I think the first day I probably sung that one, and then
because you did it a cappella.
Yep, I did a cappella because I couldn't find the music for it.
That's all right. It sounded good. Hey, if y'all like what y'all hear, give us a call, 248-820-5053. We out here at Out of the Mud Inc. making it happen with George F. Grundy II and James Mayfield, the greatest Mayfield.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can also find us on Twitch and YouTube.
Exactly. Come on, y'all. I know y'all out there. We want to hear from y'all. What transitions have you found yourself going through? Whether it be from sports to music, writing to singing, tax preparation to being the person accounting that's talking to people about their finances, trying to educate the literacy of that to people out in the community. I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Well, Judy Manning responded again and said, "Amen, Pastor Montreal. Let God use you. Heart, 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 heart."
Aw.
Bless you. Bless you.
ma'am.
Isn't that
You gotta let God
special?
use you.
Yes. You should. Everybody, again, has a gift to stir. And I think that us talking about things like that helps to motivate other people to get them out in the world to do stuff. That's what I'm here to do. That's what Real Blessings Thrive, RBT Productions means to me. Although I'm on here with Red Alert, RBT Snaps and Chats.
All right.
But still, I'm out here trying to educate, bring us together as a people, uplift us as a unit, and keep it moving. We're getting out of the mud, y'all.
And the fact that we're talking about God is so big. I mean, I just got back in church myself. So to actually be going, never stop listening. I always listen to the word.
Amen.
I have to get more into worship. I am a word. I like the teaching. I want to hear what the message is.
I love the message.
I think we all love that, but when I found out, why worship is also important, because when I discovered what worship really was meaning, I would have picked it any day over preaching. That's preaching and teaching is good, but when you worship, it's a relationship you have to have. You have to have a personal relationship to be able to worship. It's just the same way like
I'm a
being in a
worshiper.
relationship with
I like to
somebody.
worship.
If you, I say you're my girlfriend or you say I'm your boyfriend, but if you don't never spend time with me,
Faith without works is dead.
right? It's so you have to put time. You know what I'm saying, to let you know if you have a relationship with the person, you have to put the work in to take the steps to know that you and this person really have a relationship by communicating and spending time. And then if you
Well,
never
you
spend
don't
time with it,
worship reading the word.
you become dry. And you I use an illustration, you become like a dead zombie in the spirit, like you're living naturally, but spiritually you're dead, which means that you have no spiritual connection to the Father, which means you're spiritually disconnected because you don't.
Worship.
Yes, you don't put the time in to empower to build up your spirit.
Well, I like to listen. I like to worship. I like the knowledge that I get and gain from
Yes.
pastor preach or the elder, whichever one is preaching. I'm always in tune with it. I take notes. Then I go home and then I look those scriptures up, or I look up what they're talking about so that I can get a better understanding. Because I would love to go to Bible study, but it's during the day when I'm at work, so I don't get a chance to do that. When I was younger, I went to the church out in the country with my cousin. Shout out to the Mount Morris Church, like Reverend
Right.
Hoyle. I forgot, New Hope Baptist Church, I believe. Oh, that just came back to me. I can't believe I remember that. But
Wow.
we would go every Sunday in the summer. We went to Vacation Bible School. We went to everything. But then I was young. I wasn't really in tune to what I was doing until I got older, and I started realizing that it was anything and everything I was doing in life, I was praying to God that it happened or for me. And then I didn't realize my prayers were being answered because I was too busy trying to just ask for it and keep it moving. But when I started worshiping and putting my faith into action, then I started seeing the doors that were closing in my face opening up.
Absolutely.
And I started seeing bigger and better things happening. It ain't all about the money, it ain't all about the financial gain. I gained the more respect and loved myself more by coming out of my storm.
What did the scripture I just gave you? For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Oh yeah.
I said that at church.
My goodness.
I mean,
All
We
right.
talked about that. We sure did. See, this lady, I'm telling you, I love conversations with Charlisa because you never know what we're going to talk about. We never know how it's going to end. But one thing for sure, when the conversation is over, another idea just started before we end the day.
yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Always. It's always something. And man, I just want to thank you for being an inspiration to me,
I
Terralisa.
appreciate
You
that.
got me back writing. Like
Thank you.
I lost my voice. I lost my voice. You know, when I was a teenager, I had wrote a note to my mom, and she let my granny read it. And then so I was chastised, like, oh, why you writing to your mama? You supposed to be able to talk to her. And I never wanted to put another word on paper again because I have wrote some really vulnerable things on that paper. And then so now to just start back, and it was funny because I think I said my niece told me um maybe God gave you your voice back. Cause it's crazy how stuff sometimes when you think you know God and he changed your mind
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and you never know his real plan. And
Yep.
I was too comfortable. And so maybe that's probably why there's a bigger mission for me that he know, and I've
Yes.
had it since I've been a child.
Yes.
And I had to lose my babies to start back talking.
Aw.
My goodness.
Well, I'm glad I played a part in you gaining your voice back. I know it's a lot of spiritual connection between the two of us,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
also family connection, not blood kin, but we have some family members on both sides that we're connected to. And then so with you as well, Marjai is a good person, a good friend. I like speaking with her about different things. We have good conversations. But when she mentioned you to me, I was just excited that it was another person going to perform, not knowing that a spiritual person was coming on aboard with what I was doing. And like with me, um, I'm more accustomed to interacting with people, and I take God everywhere I go. I mean, some people might look at me and say that, oh, you being fake, you're this and that, because I didn't used to be like that 10 years ago. Well, you know what? I woke up and started walking in my calling. And when God say move, I move. And if he give me the notion to speak about something, I'm speaking about him and Jesus and everything else that go with the book, the Bible. Okay. I'm going to talk about it, especially if I'm learning it. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to teach it. Each one, teach one, reach one.
And Judy said, worship takes you deeper into a relationship with God.
Yes, it does,
Yes, it
Judy.
does.
Thank you for
Miss
tuning in
Judy.
too, Judy.
Yes.
If you want to give us a call, you know it's 248-820-5058. I want to give another shut. Oh, why did I say that? See, I know it by heart and I'm just messing up. Quit touching stuff, George. 248-820-5053. My mistake. I want to give a shout out to MUA Jock for all your beauty needs. Bookings are open for makeup. Also, she has her own cosmetic line. The website is www.shopmakeupismylife. Yes, y'all. We are here ready to answer some questions. Judy, thank you again so much for tuning in. I appreciate that. Anybody else out there, if you got something to say, you want to add, let us know, because Trail, the voice is on point. Psalmist. Trail the Psalmist. Yes, it is. And I appreciate it. I'm looking for, hey, he's going to be there April 27th, y'all, singing. I'm telling you, you're going to miss it if you don't show up, because he's got some line of songs. He's already got his stuff together, right? You did tell me that. So I'm going to call you out on, like, what you got on your list today?
I got quite a few.
You do?
Yeah,
Good.
I got
Good.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it. Got
Me
some poetry.
too.
Hopefully you can be there and show up and do you some
On
poetry.
this
Sunday.
27.
Yes. 4 to
Okay.
7.
27.
Yeah, 4 to 7. Doing a little, just the normal, like I normally do.
At the
you know,
Urban Cafe.
At the Urban Cafe. Come on.
Chevrolet Street.
Place to be at. Place to be.
It's the place to be.
Yeah.
All right. What are your hobbies? What kind of hobbies do you have?
Well, I love going to the movies.
Okay.
I love bowling. I love skating.
Are you any good at bowling?
No, but for some apparent reason, I wasn't good at actually throwing it the right way, but I started making some things happen and getting some strikes. And I started knocking people
Your
off.
wrongs taught you to be right.
Yeah, and I actually started beating people who actually was good, and they was really upset about that. But still not good at, but I love to play it. I like that, so I go just for the experience and to have a good time. But
And you said movies?
Movies, and then I like going skating too.
You can skate?
I can now. It took me a while
I can't
to
skate.
get out there. I'm still good. I still work on my backwards a little bit more. I still need a little bit more work on that, but I've come a long way.
Can you skate?
Yeah, I can rollerblade. I rollerblade.
I need my 4 wheels on the ground.
I can roll, and I can't go backwards. I'm not that coordinated.
Man, I came backwards. I came forward. I probably skate like Frankenstein going around the curve. I used to just skate when I was younger, but we stopped. I don't know. I think it'll come back if I put some skates on.
I haven't been on the floor in so long, so I don't know actually what I got now, to be honest with you.
Can y'all do the balance board?
What is that?
What is it called?
I know what you're trying to say.
Oh, the skateboard looking thing?
Yeah, with the little
wheels. It ain't a Segway. What is that thing called? Hoverboard.
Yeah, hoverboard.
No. I'm afraid that I'm going to fall and break all these old bones.
I know that I'm going to fall for sure. I'm not even going to try to even attempt.
See, we letting our fear get in the way.
I think
it's just a
we
balance.
Need a hoverboard. We don't get a hoverboard. Let's do it on
carpet.
Well,
maybe just try. It's good to at least try. At least try to see what we can get.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna have a helmet.
I will be suited
pads,
and booted.
Elbow pads,
you know
knee pads, shoulder pads.
And it's the same thing. You don't heal as fast as you used to when you're younger.
No, you don't.
And my little grandbabies, they be like, Gigi, all you gotta do is this, and it'll go the way you want to go. What if my body telling me to go this way, but my mind said that way? Which way?
I'm going both ways.
Yeah, I mean, topsy turvy on that thing, man. I'm telling you. But as we grow older, that's another transition, right?
Yes,
we're transitioning to adults. We have a lot of fears, but we also have a lot of great attributes about ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So when we're transitioning from the fear to the great thing about us, for me, it's some type of anxiety moment for me. Like I'm excited that I'm going to do something new, but then I'm scared that I'm going to do it. You got any? You feel like that sometimes?
Yeah, you can get excited about something real, like I do a lot of time, and then I get scared at the same time. I'm excited. I'm like, if I'm excited, then why am I scared? Because even when you're excited, I think sometimes when you get scared, you think I'm so excited that I might just mess it up too.
I be doing
And you
Yeah,
don't
that.
want to think that. I never want to think that, but it just comes like
I'm
just
always
naturally.
nervous.
You
I'm always
know,
nervous.
you know what I be doing? I watched a speech with Maya Angelou one time, and she said you got to take all your ancestors with you.
Absolutely.
That's probably where Mika got that from. She was like, her ancestors start from down here and come up.
Yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
now
remember
look
all
here.
of them when you
Look,
getting
listen.
scared, and there come that little strength from them. Like like I gotta
Yeah.
do this in the memory of
Mhm.
them, and
Because they did do a lot to get us to where we are today.
Yes, they did.
but
Like,
even
yes,
your
they did.
loved ones that you've lost,
Mhm.
doing it in memory of them, doing it in honor of them because
Yes.
they didn't get to make it to another breath.
All right. Kind of like that Martin Luther King speech when he said, I may not get to the promised land with you, but we going.
Yep.
Okay,
All
as long
right.
as we get there.
Yep.
Man. Well, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I've enjoyed today's show speaking with Montreal, the psalmist. I almost said the whole other word.
I love the book of Psalms.
Exactly.
So you gonna write the psalmist book? You gonna write a book?
I probably should. Like, just
The
like
psalmist.
probably so. Like, I believe if I started, I believe I can pull some key pointers out of it.
Mhm.
Or if one that Mike can pull and reach some people that will have multiple questions that
And that's the good thing, reaching
Yes.
people.
And Psalms is a very, very powerful book in the Bible.
Yeah.
So that name is powerful.
Mhm.
Yes,
He just showed me a definition
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
tell us what your name means. What was the definition you showed,
See, I like
Terralisa?
Proverbs because it's
I love
poetry.
Proverbs too. I love
Poetry, like,
Proverbs,
wisdom.
Corinth.
When we get from Proverbs, a lot of wisdom in it. So when I look this up, psalmist, it says in the context of singers, a psalmist refers to someone who believes in the psalm should be sung in worship instead of hymns. This definition emphasized the practice of incorporating the psalms, the collection of poets and musical compositions in the Bible, into songs, worship services.
All right,
Okay.
amen. Wow. Well, that was interesting. And I read that a little bit before the show, so I thought that was a great thing to bring that into the show with you using that name. And you just started using that name,
Yep,
right?
I just started using that name, and it came when I looked. I was like, okay, yeah, and it kept coming out, and it just kept standing out, and I had to make sure that as I was picking that name, like, had to see that name attached to me, and then once I saw what it meant,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's
All right.
me.
All right. You got any more questions for him before we end our session today?
So what's next for you?
Great idea.
That's a good idea. So me singing and stuff like that. I look at it like this: if the Father has put this voice on the inside of me, I think it has to be some kind of entrepreneurship out of it. Not just entrepreneurship, but I would like to say a life changing for people's lives to be changed, and like studios or recordings. I'm always reminded by the Father that albums has been showing me. And I'm thinking that, it's really time to really explore, to really see what I really was made to be into the earth. And something that I was kind of ignoring, but then realized it was something that needed to be addressed it and sung out to kind of see what was in me from the very beginning of time. And so
Okay.
this time I'm really pushing forward, of eventually owning a record company, and then having some hours and really just get the message out there, let people know, there's something that I believe that the Father has put in my voice that people needs to hear.
All right. I feel like that about my writing. I feel like that when I'm writing something, there is a message in all of my books for someone. And there's been several people that contacted me and let me know that the message was clear to them, even though I didn't write it about them, but they felt that message. And
You know what I feel like that says? Nobody's too big or small to have a message.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Anybody can have a
Yes.
message. And speaking on having a message, when you listening to a message, stop always worrying about who's delivering the message and see what you can
Yes.
take
Amen.
from the
From the
message
message.
Absolutely.
and apply
Yes.
to your
I'm glad you
life.
said that too. Yes.
I am very happy
absolutely.
that you said that because that sums up a lot of reasons why some people say that didn't make sense to me. Because you're not looking at it as trying to gain something from the message. You're looking at the person who's given the message.
Exactly.
They missed the whole point of it.
Wow.
Yes.
See, you always coming up with something crafty. I told y'all. Hey, I'm telling you, this is what we do. We're thinkers, motivators,
Creatives.
uplifters.
Be yourself.
Be
It's
Absolutely.
okay.
Yes.
Embrace you, whoever it may be. It does not have to look like anyone else.
Mm-mm.
Be you.
Absolutely.
There's power in you. If it wasn't, then we would have all been made the
This-
same.
Yes.
You know what? Amen to that. That's why there's we're uniquely made in his image, right?
Yep.
But we're also uniquely made on our own. So you have this chemical makeup of just you. And the best thing you can do to be the better you is to do everything that you're designed to do and not copy what someone else is doing and not try to mimic what somebody else is doing. Don't milli vanilly nobody.
Nope.
Just be yourself.
Yep. I
Be
tell people all the
yourself.
time, if you do that, if you become a copycat like then we got to keep hitting the same person over again. We want to hear who you really are. So people like just copying. I want to be my own person. And I tell people it's very important to be your own person. Just copying everybody because we feel like that if we copy somebody that we're gonna
Be important.
be more important and not knowing you're important just how you were made to be.
Mm-hmm. I had a one of my church members said to me, I was like, I want to be able, I wish I could sing, like sing. And I was like, I could sing this song. He was like, but you're mimicking how they sound. Sing it how you want to sing it. And I was like, but then it ain't gonna sound right. He said, says who? Says who gonna tell you it ain't gonna sound right? You sing in your voice that lets you know what you're singing. You're singing for you,
Yes.
not into somebody else. He said, do you know those people are paid professionally? They got mics and auto tunes and things like that to make their voice be perfected like that. He was like, just sing. And so now when I do my karaoke, I don't try to sound like the person who's doing karaoke. I do it like how I want it to sound like it done. But then it still sounds rough and rugged because I'm loud and aggressive. I sing with aggressiveness.
Sing with aggressiveness.
So I like songs like that. So I'm not gonna sing something that's gonna be soft. Like I'm no Beyonce or no Kelly Rowland or whoever. Give me some Chris Stapleton. There we go.
I like
Luke
him.
Combs. There we
I
go.
like him.
Carrie Underwood. Whoop whoop. Miranda Lambert. Yeah. Lainey Wilson. Them my girls. Yeah, them the ones I listen to.
I like rap. I'm trying to.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with you liking rap.
No, I like rap too. I mean,
I
I just
like
had
rap.
to learn how to listen to some gospel rap too or something. I still like the other kind of rap.
Oh,
too. I
she
can't
got
lie,
some
but-
good gospel rap that we're gonna turn you on to that because
Oh, my
I still
goodness.
bump that in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, but music is music and sports is sports. And it just the person that's doing the music or the person that's into the sport, you bring the that get up and go into that situation.
Absolutely.
It's not that okay, I can throw the football, but are you really throwing the football or are you throwing the football? You really
Right.
got to apply yourself to stuff.
Mhm.
And you don't. Again, faith without works is dead. And so, if you're going to be out here trying to write
It's very Bible.
or sing or put out books or whatever you're doing, and you're not giving it your all, you ain't really doing it. You're just doing it for a fad. I'm doing it for real. You're doing it for real. You're definitely doing it for real.
Yeah, I'm doing it because these kids need somebody. They need somebody to look
It's
up
all
to.
about these
Inspiration.
children, this
That's what-
generation coming up behind us. Yes.
So part of being a leader is
I
somebody
still
can look
got
to.
my letters from when I deployed to Afghanistan, like from the kids and stuff that will write.
Oh, some kids wrote you?
Yeah, like Girl
should bring
Scout
them sometime.
troops.
Oh, wow,
My niece
I
wrote
gotta
me
see
a
that.
letter,
Yeah,
and
you
she
should
was
bring
like,
that.
you're my hero one time. And I'm mad because I can't find it. And she been coming over, and I'm like, I got that letter. Like, I got my whole tote full of so much stuff from Afghanistan. And it's like, I never forgot, that meant something. to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
with me knowing that somehow, even if I didn't see it in myself, people see it in me that I'm a
Yes.
leader.
Yes.
Then I need to be a leader for this younger generation.
That's right. And it's all about that younger generation, because right now they need us. With all the
Train 'em
stuff
up.
that's going on in the world, well, all the things that we're getting pressured into doing or not doing or being taken away, these kids ain't gonna have no avenue or no outlet to go on.
Nope.
We need to be there for them. That's why one reason why I changed my life, first off, because God chose me to change my life, and he put something in my heart and on my spirit so that I could change my life. And when I did, I found out that there's other things that I can be doing to assist other people to help change their life. Matter of fact, it's several people that I've been around that just recently told me the things that they stopped doing, and mainly is because they've been around me and watching me still navigate and do stuff, and that made me feel real good. It did. All right.
And make your
So we
work
got a
not
couple
be
people that
impaired.
said something. So Mac Johnson said, "What up, sis?"
Hey, bro.
And,
Hey.
and then I don't know if you guys remember Fried Chicken and Biscuits from
Yeah.
Twitch said, "Hello, family. I'm late to the party, but I'm
Aw.
glad I made it. Hoping y'all will have a blessed and fun-filled week, and that God will continue to open doors for all of you."
Fried chicken and biscuit, I'm telling you, always you feel my soul, because I'm always thinking about some food when you get online with us. But I
Can I-
appreciate that. I really do, because yes, we all need to be fed with the word, and we all need to display our gifts and share with other people.
And Judy Manning, she commented and said, "It's time to raise up the bridge
Yes.
and bridge the gap."
Yes, it is. That's one of the things we always talking about, bridging the gap, connecting people in our city, uplifting people. I think we lost a lot of hope with things being in disarray all the time. Everybody wants to be the chief. Everybody want to be in charge. And it's not really all about that. If we unite as one and everybody on the same page doing the same thing, we can't go wrong.
we need to become a village again.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Because America teaches individuality so much. We do not know. No, y'all teach copycats that we
Like
don't
we
know
just
how
talking
to
about,
be
yeah.
families and individuals in the
Yes.
families
Yes.
and show love and support.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of hate and negativity, and we need to just come together.
Yeah. Bring back the matriarchs of the family. Bring back the pawpaws of the family.
What?
I mean, we need this.
Stop running.
Stop
Absolutely.
running from
Me
your
and
calling.
Terralisa poem running.
Yeah, stop running.
Yeah.
Stop running. We need to unite together, because we are one, and we're stronger as a group, as a unit, than we are as an individual. And I'm not saying individuals can't come up and rise up and do what you need to do, but what good is it you out here trying to conquer the whole world by yourself as an individual? What was that about the spoils of the? What will you gain?
What profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul?
Yes. Why? Because it's better to give than receive. And it's also a good feeling when you know that what you've done good helps the next person come up. Even if you didn't get up there with them and they pass you, that don't mean that you got to look down on them, or be the crab in the barrel trying to pull them back down. I'm all for everybody succeeding.
Yes.
I mean,
So am
even
I,
if I
yes.
don't, because I look at it this way. If I did something to help you, I may have to call you for some help one day. And I'm not saying you have to do it, but if you had it on your heart and you had the time, I know you'll look up at me, because I treat people how I want to be treated. I engage with people how I want to be engaged with. Simple as that.
Yeah, I try and do the same, but
Yeah.
remember, I am human.
We're only human.
We're
And
human.
in the words of Billy Ocean, I'm only human. Don't ask me for too much too fast.
Say
See,
one
that's when
day at
George
a
was supposed to
time.
kick that music on in there, but he didn't know I was going to say that, though.
Okay,
Man.
George, what's the time looking like?
Oh, that's all right, because, hey, we
That's
at the
our
end of our
cue.
show anyway.
Yeah.
All right, red alert, RBT.